Hey gang, if you got our latest mystery box, which dropped about a month or so ago, you would have noticed a sample in the box from a brand called FASCENT, fragrance called Creme Brulante. Let me know if you got that. Let me know how you enjoyed this fragrance sample. Did you end up liking it or loving it enough to order a bottle? This is what the bottle would have looked like if you ordered one. But today I'm talking about the brand and all of their 6 fragrances. Creme Brulante is their latest, which we featured in Mystery Box. And I'm going to talk about 5 other fragrances from the house. I actually discovered the brand last year. Somebody had given me a discovery set of the brand's fragrances. I sampled them, enjoyed a couple. And then earlier this year, I met the brand at Paris Perfume Week. They were exhibiting there. In fact, I shot a video with one of the founders. If you're curious to learn about the fragrances of FASCENT from a founder of the brand, search the channel for FASCENT and you'll find that video. But Creme Brulante will not be in that video because it just launched just a little while ago. So I'm talking about all 6 fragrances today from the brand. They are sold at Lucky Scent. There's a discount code in the info box, so you can go there and check them out. They're 30 ml bottles like this, $78 each, Eau De Parfum concentration. So let me know your thoughts on the house. If you've sampled some of their fragrances, again, also the Creme Brulante through Mystery Box. Add a comment below. Let's get started with the list. We are starting with Creme Brulante. This is a video in alphabetical order. So this is Creme Brulante. So this one actually, it's turned out to be a favorite of mine from the line. In fact, this one and the next fragrance are 2 of my favorites from the line. I absolutely love it, and you'll find out what the next fragrance is. But this Creme Brulante is a creamy, it's almost like creme brulee is what I think it's a word related to Brulante. But anybody that's into creamy gourmands, vanillic sweetness, resinous ambery touches, and boozy almondy nuances is going to really appreciate this one. So it features notes of vanilla duo, cake batter accord, almond balm, rum drop, amber wood, benzoin, olibanum. So resins, ambery notes, almondy notes, boozy notes, and of course vanilla cakey, kind of sugary sweet touches as well. It makes for a really super delicious cakey sweet gourmand, very creamy, very milky lactonic, and of course you've got those boozy touches and almondy touches as well. Again, so yummy, so soothing and cozy and comforting. It turned out to be my favorite. So if you're a lover of these kind of fragrances, definitely a fragrance for you to try. If you like creamy, lactonic, milky, almondy, boozy fragrances, as I said, this one's definitely going to warm you up. It's definitely got those warm touches. Eventually, as I said, it does get ambery, woody in the dry down. Of course, you've got resinous and balsamic touches as well, along with some slight smokiness from that olibanum note. Too yummy. So this is definitely a favorite of mine. It's Creme Brulante. Let me know if you got the mystery box and what your thoughts are on that. And the brand actually focuses on layering. It does say, layer Creme Brulante with other FASCENT perfumes to create your own signature. So the fragrances do have that room to do layering with, because they have a fragrance called Radical Softness, which is a skin scent skin scent musk, which I think you can layer fragrances perfectly with. Plus they have a fragrance called Milky No Way. I think it's a perfect, partner for Creme Brulante to intensify the milkiness. So there's room to do some playing around with these fragrances for sure. But the next fragrance, also my number 2 favorite fragrance, is I Fig You. I Fig You is a funny name, focusing on figs once again. And again, these are 30 ml bottles for $78 in Eau De Parfum concentration. So these fragrances are also very easy to transport with, so you can carry them and take them with you, and they're not going to be super heavy and all that good stuff. So this is a green fig fragrance with green tea, sage, citruses, fig leaves, carrot seeds, vetiver, and cedarwood. The way the fragrances are created, as I was saying, they do have that room to play around with. But this one I feel like might not be so easy to layer with compared to some of the other ones. This is super green and earthy and bitter. And also it's got the sweetness and the herbal touches as well. And of course you've got that, smoothness of the tea here. But I felt like this one might be a bit complicated to find a nice match to layer with. I think Radical Softness would be perfect for it because it is a skin scent. It's also quite musky. And perhaps the Milky No Way, once again, will be perfect for the I Fig You as well because it's figs, and of course figs and fig milk kind of go together in the milky fragrance. I think the other ones will work. I felt like this one is not so easy to layer with, but I actually really like the way this smells. It's not super bitter, but it has that green bitterness of the figs. It's very fresh and citrusy, and of course powdery as well. So this is actually, fig leaves can get very bitter. I think the freshness of citruses in this does lift it up, does make it easier, where when the bitterness of the figs, appear, it kind of adds weight to the fragrances. So this one has that freshness, and it's sparkling and it's effervescent. It's not super heavy. So it's got that going for it, for a very, very fresh fig fragrance from FASCENT. So I Fig You, my second favorite from the line. I think the rest of the fragrances are all solid, but for me, those two are definitely, number one and number two. But I feel like number one is super, super number one. The rest, I think I can kind of interchange with, if that makes sense to you guys. All right, the next one is, I think, called DORT. But, obviously I'm not doing the French accent very well here. But that's how I see the fragrance. And it's once again 30 ml for $78, Eau De Parfum concentration. This to me is a citrus floral balm. It's featuring notes of bergamot, citron, lemons, orange blossom, petitgrain, clean linen accord, aldehydes, white musk. And also I have to be honest, this one I was wearing one time with a bit too many sprays. And I sprayed it and walked into a coffee shop, and instantly the barista, because they know I wear fragrance and I do this, and they were like instantly wowed by the smell of this one. So she said it's quite strong for a fragrance, and I'm like, I didn't feel like the fragrances of this house are super strong, but this particular fragrance does come off very, very strong. But in the end, it's a nice freshy. It's also clean and soapy because you've got that clean linen accord and it's orange blossom. So orange blossom and neroli to me acts very soapy clean. So this one acts soapy and clean a lot, also musky and aldehydic at the same time. So all these notes kind of going in together to create this very fresh, clean, soapy experience with the overdose of the orange blossom, citruses, and then also there's the petitgrain note in this as well, which adds a slight greenness to the freshness of the citruses, a contrast, but still keeping it in the family. The leaves are part of the orange tree, so it blends nicely, it connects nicely, but there's differences and nuances between the types of citrus notes there are. So this is really lovely. At first, when I first started wearing it, to me, it acted a bit like tropical yellow floral, but the more I wore it, the more it became, acting more like orange blossom and citrus floral notes. But for some reason, when I first started wearing it, it was like tricking my nose to thinking it's maybe perhaps tropical, maybe like a tropical floral touch in there. But in the end, it turned out to be all citruses, which is quite lovely and fresh. So it might be a toss-up between I Fig You and DORT. So again, I'm not 100% sure which one will be number two. I'll give you my full ranking after the end, but I enjoy these three quite a bit. So you'll hear it at the end. So the next fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is Milky No Way, a very fun name. The thing I did not mention also, if you catch the video that I shot with one of the founders of this house, FASCENT, these are refillable bottles, and their refills are really cool. They come in these kind of glass, so this is how you would fill it. But they come in these kind of like tubes that are glass that have like pointy, not sharp, but pointy edges to them. And then you just basically clip off the point, and you can turn it over and just, fill up your bottle, and you toss or recycle the glass. And then you have, a new refilled bottle. So the refills are kind of cool with this line as well. But let's talk about Milky No Way. Once again, 30 ml for $78. So this has notes of black pepper, hazelnut milk, white cream accord, tonka beans, sandalwood, amber, cashmere wood. So Milky No Way is milky lactonic. And I feel like you can, like I said, layer it with Creme Brulante. I think they will work wonderfully together. But this one does have a milky creaminess, and I think the sandalwood is actually providing its milky creamy effect in addition to the milky notes. So it comes off quite woody and also a little musky from that cashmere wood note as well. But it's super spicy, it's creamy and smooth, and also very, very woody. So it's a Gourmand that's kind of very woody focused. So I feel like if you layer it with Creme Brulante, you're going to really balance that out and strip away of its super gourmand qualities and add some woods and, you know, slight musk to the mix as well. But on its own, again, it's super cozy, very comfortable, creamy, lactonic, spicy, woody touch or experience here. So that's the Milky No Way. Let me know if you're familiar with that one. I'm going to go ahead and layer that down on a separate strip and spray on top Creme Brulante, and let me give you my thoughts on it as well. Yeah, very much it does that. It strips away from the overly gourmand touches, and don't get me wrong, I love gourmand fragrances. I love that one. But if you wanted a little bit of a balance and toning down the sweetness and adding some woods to the mix, but still keeping it lactonic because it's super creamy and smooth still, you can totally do that with Milky No Way and Creme Brulante. All right, next we're going to talk about a fragrance called Radical Softness. So this is once again 30 ml for $78 and Eau De Parfum concentration. This has notes of pink pepper, white tea, cyclamen, frangipani flowers, skin to skin, ambrox, white musk. So I'm assuming skin to skin is referring to like some kind of a skin accord or skin to skin accord. So in the end, they're trying to play off of the musk that's on a clean skin. I'm assuming that's the kind of direction they're going with. First off, this is super skin scenty, so it's very clean and musky. There's a bit of a linen-like effect on this, softness about it, and a peppery touch about it as well. The floral notes, frangipani flower tends to be super strong, and it definitely goes into a tropical floral direction. To me, it doesn't do that here as much. I think it adds a slight creamy layer, which floral notes tend to do, especially like frangipani flower or gardenia or something. But it's a soft coziness in addition to all the muskiness that's in here. It's also quite powdery, but it's a total skin scent. So it's fragrances like not a perfume or anything in that kind of a genre where they're super skin scenty, but very musky and clean is what I should say. So it's clean skin, not skin that's been around for a while, I should say. So that is Radical Softness. And I think this is the easiest one to layer with because in the end, it's, it's a skin scent, it's musk, it's clean, and it adds a lot of room to play around with the fragrances. But it is also one that's not going to change the scent as much. But yeah, it's very, very clean. And if you like, this would be a perfect fragrance for my sister who's a nurse because she doesn't wear fragrance, especially at work. So I think that would be something she would really appreciate. And I'm going to end the list with the last fragrance, C'est La Vie. Sel as in salt in French. C'est La Vie is a tropical fragrance with saltiness and marine touches. So this is once again 30 ml for $78, Eau De Parfum concentration, featuring mandarin, sweet orange, ylang ylang, jasmine, tiare flower, sea salt, driftwood, vanilla infusion. So this to me acts like a tropical marine salty gourmand, if that makes sense to you guys. Because there's vanillic notes in the dry down. It has that kind of sunscreeny, suntan lotiony effect, but an overdose of citruses, tropical floral notes, and saltiness, woods, and of course, sweet vanillic touches in the dry down as well. This one actually also has a very familiar smell. I've smelled things like this or, ideas or fragrances like this. So this one has a mass appealing quality about it, and it definitely leans on the feminine side, even though it has that saltiness and marine touches in here. But very nicely done, I think. I'm going to do the ranking now. My two least favorite fragrances happen to be Radical Softness and Milky No Way, and not because they're bad, didn't click with them as much. I think Milky No Way is at the very bottom, and I generally like Lactonic fragrances. Radical Softness at number 5, and I generally like Skin Scents as well, but for some reason that did not click with me as much. So then I would add C'est La Vie at number 4, I Fig You at number 3, L'Eau DORT at number 2, and of course Creme Brulante at number 1, because again, it's super delicious. It's a really yummy gourmand for you guys to discover, and hopefully you got the mystery box, which we ran out so quickly. I think we ran out in like 33 to 36 hours. We were completely out of the mystery box once I announced it on the channel. So yeah, we ran out pretty quickly. So those of you that got the mystery box definitely would have sampled this. And again, share your thoughts about that fragrance down below, add a comment. And if you want to find out more about FASCENT's fragrances, you can over at Lucky Scent. There's a discount code there for the fragrances as well. And these I'll show you once again. The boxes are fairly compact. The fragrances sit inside really nicely. And of course, they do have refills for these fragrances as well. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Thanks so much for watching. As I said, like the video, share it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon as well. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.